nutrition series, guys. This is episode 4, and today we are focusing on supplements. We've all known somebody who has built supplements into their diet to enhance the training. We may have even done it ourselves. Just to be clear, we are talking about supplements. We're not talking about drugs in sport. Performance enhancing drugs will come up in a later video, but today we are just discussing supplements that have been built into diets that you'll see used daily in and around your gyms. Quick disclaimer then, guys, I am a coach. I often work with performance-based clients. The information I will be providing is based on research that I've looked into myself. I'm not a dietitian, and for any specific in-depth nutrition requirements, I'd highly recommend you go and speak to a dietitian. Supplements, what are they and why do we use them? So in terms of a sport, in particular a body composition setting, athletes may use them to enhance performance, yes, but they may look to also drop fat and build muscle, which sounds very similar to what your average gym member may use them for. That's because a lot of the time the reasoning is the same. You've got associations such as the Olympic Committee and WADA, which are constantly researching into supplements as to what can and can't be used. So what may be on the outside of the bottle may not be what's actually on the inside. You have to be really careful in terms of where you get your supplements from, and we'll look into that, like I say, into the sort of the darker side of things in a future video. But today we are going to cover a few main supplements that are used on a day-to-day basis. So looking at the evidence based on supplements that work to actually gain an advantage in terms of body composition, there isn't actually many that are proven to make a significant difference. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through a list of the main supplements that I would look to use if I was to go into more of a hypertrophy style of training. Creatine then, guys. So this supplement is widely used amongst athletes and can be available and used by anyone. Creatine is a sensational product in terms of supporting hypertrophy and athletic performance. Why? When we look at studies, they show that creatine has been involved in the support of lean muscle gains. They show improved growth factors, and in terms of the rebuilding process and the links with protein synthesis and things like that. It may show improvements in enhanced recovery, injury prevention and rehabilitation. There is need to express caution with any supplements, particularly making sure you are getting them from a reputable company. That will limit the risk of contamination. Next one on the list, guys, is protein. A lot of supplements are used by individuals for dietary requirements in terms of you might necessarily have a poor diet. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're eating a lot of bad food. It might just mean that you're not hitting the levels of, say, macronutrients needed to fulfill your goals and enhance your performance. Therefore, things like protein shakes, bars, gels, drinks, whatever, they can help increase your protein intake. And from there, it's sort of helping you on your way to hitting the macronutrients. As we mentioned in your previous video, protein is sort of the main building block to get started with that. Getting the right amount of protein just from normal foods can be quite difficult. In terms of being a full-time athlete, it can be tough to find the time to make and prepare meals. That is exactly the same for somebody who's working, say, part-time, full-time, whatever, might have family commitments, work commitments. The daily sort of challenges we see throughout life. So as mentioned previously, with protein, as long as you're getting a high quality supplement and you're looking to use reputable companies in getting that, your chances are pretty high for reducing muscle breakdown, supporting the overall result. What I'd look at is leucine and amino acids in terms of helping to trigger protein synthesis. So whey protein would probably be the way forward with that. There are more vegan and plant-based diets on the market now, and they'll adhere to exactly the same effects. The final supplement we're looking at, guys, is caffeine. So with caffeine, it's still unclear as to what muscle building advantages it has. There's not a lot of research gone into it as of yet. What we do know is that caffeine definitely supplies you with more energy. What we have to be careful with caffeine is your dosage. So if you're exceeding more than 6 milligrams a day, you are risking your sleep levels and things like that. So you're putting them at risk. You're not recovering well if you're not sleeping well. If you're not recovering, then we're risking our results anyway. So like I say, what you have to remember is what sort of supplements, what sort of things we eat on a day-to-day basis contain caffeine. So things like drinks, tea and coffee. So it's just be mindful of that. So guys, another one to consider is your pre-workout drinks as well. So they contain caffeine. Energy drinks, even tablet supplements such as ones advertising for muscle building and fat loss, they contain guarana. This is a plant from South America in which the seeds contain caffeine. So there's not a huge amount of research that goes on, particularly with humans in terms of around this, but with the ones that have been done, have shown to see weight loss and fat loss. So any supplements other than the ones I've listed are either not supported with enough evidence in terms of research, or they're not showing significant differences within training, and then therefore they may not be worth using. As always, guys, take your time to do your own research, look into it and choose what works best for you based on your goal and your training program. If you have enjoyed the video, show us some support, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.